Yeah, please go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. So today we are going to discuss about control flow statements in UiPath. So let me go to this particular slide. So today we are going to cover the control flow statement. Let me explain what is the control flow statement first. So when you are going to do the development, so which all are the activities will control your workflow? Like, is it based on the decision or is it based on some condition? Whichever the activities will control your workflow, that activity is called as a control flow activities. So here we have couple of activities available in UiPath to control our workflows. So let me show you that particular activities. Then we'll do each exercise on each particular activity so that you will get some idea about it. So basically control flow activities are two types. So one is a decision based activity and one is iteration based activity. So when you are going with the decision based activity, so we know, right, when you are going to do the development, if you have done the login page, you have two things. Is that particular login is done or is that particular login is failed, right? So if the login is done, then you can do some of the functions after that. Once the login is successful, which are the functions you can do it, you can do it. If the login is failed, means what you can do it, you can do the retry, or you can send a mail to someone saying we couldn't able to log in the screen, right? So these kind of things called as a decision based control flows. Here we can use if activity to handle these particular scenarios. And one more thing is iteration based activities. Iteration based activities means we should get some kind of condition should be met. Till that particular condition met, that particular flow should continue. Like if you are starting with the count as a 0, your target should be, if the target should be 10, then how the things will go till that particular counter 1 to 10, it will do the repetitive, right? So it will increase the each count and it will do the repetitive. Once it is got the 10, then that particular iteration will stop because the condition met. So these kind of types is called as a iteration based control flow statement. Today we are going to discuss about these two things. One is decision based activities and iteration based activities in control flow. So using these activities, how we are going to control our flows in workflow. So here we have a list of activities. When you are going with the decision-based activities, decision control. So we have three activities. One is if activity, switch activity, and third one is a comparison between the if and switch. Only we have two activities are available in the decision control. One is if and one is switch activity. So and I'll explain about the changes, like what are the differences between the if and switch. Let me open my studio. Why it's coming with Studio X? Let me change it. The first session we have discussed it, right? When you are going to download the studio, you may get it two types of things. You can change it you can change it to the Studio X or you can use it as a studio. So I got Studio X, just I am changing it to the studio. So I am just creating one of the process. So I am giving the name as a control flow statements. So here, first we'll go with the decision-based activities. So as I said, decision-based activities are only two. One is if activity and one more is switch activity. See, here we have different activities in control flow. So I'm going to take the if activity. So first, how the if activity will work. So if activity is having only two ways, one is true and one is false. One is success and one is kind of fail. So what I'm going to give, I'm going to give one condition. So let me give one of the variable. So just I'm giving Pradeep. Just I'm giving my name, str name as a Pradeep. So my condition is whenever you get the name, that particular name should contains more than 3 characters. That's the condition. Yeah. We should my name should get more than 3 characters. So just I'm checking it. Str name dot count then 3 characters. Here you can see 2. If you are met with this particular condition, then you have then and else condition. So then means it is a true path and else means it is a false path. So let me make here. Then I have one more else condition. So let me run it.
Adit, can you repeat this if activity once?
Sure, I'll do that. So just here, what I am going to mention is this particular if activity is a kind of uh, decision based one. So you will get here only two ways. One is a true and one is false. This is a true condition and this is a false condition. Okay. So what is the condition I am giving here? I gave one of the variable. That variable is I stored here. That variable is contain my name, Pradeep. Pradeep. So when you see the character count here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically here the count will start from 0. So I have 6 count here. So when you see what's the condition is of ours, that particular variable is greater than 3, digit 3. We have 6 digits of name, right? So here I am giving 3 digits. Greater than 3 digits means it's true, right? So when it is true, it will come here. When it is false, it will come here. So when I executed, because this condition is true, so that's the reason we got. Yes, Pradeep name has more than 3 characters.
Thank you, understood, Pradeep.
Yeah. Let me run it again and show you.
Sir, every time the
Yes.
counting will start from 0 only.
Yes.
Okay.
And for the there you have no put is default box. If I put there 1 to 10 number, it will count or no?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. I'll give
No,
5 minutes of time. I'll explain first if statement and the switch statement. Then I'll give you 5 minutes of time for QA for both activities. Then we'll discuss about it. Will it work? Because it will interrupt the session and some of the persons will interrupt, distract about it. I'll give 5 minutes once I am done with these two activities. So this has happened, like it got it into the true section, right? So let me give one more example. So input dialog. So input dialog will take the value from the user. So what I'm going to do here. So here, instead of passing my name as a static, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the value from the customer itself, from the user itself. Let me run the workflow. So what I'm going to do, just I'm going to give the name as AB. So this particular AB having only 2 digits, right? We'll see how will it go. See, no, it's less than 3 characters. Again, let me run it. So again, I'll give some value. See, yes, the name has more than 3 characters. You got the scenario, right? When you are using the if statement, it is a kind of decision based. So if it is a yes, it will go in one flow. If it is no, it will go in one flow. So that's the logic. We have it in the if statement. So when you are having only 2 paths based on the decision, so you can go with the if statement. So I think everyone is good with the if, but then I'll go with the switch statement. Yeah. Once the switch is done, we can have a Q&A session for 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, this is the switch statement. So for the switch, just we need to search it in the pro activities panel. This is the switch I'm going to use it. Yeah. So in the if statement, we have one condition having 2 ways, right? But in the switch, what will happen? If you are having more than 2 ways, then we have to use the switch case. So let me explain how will it work. So we have, let me open the notepad. Our scenario is like we have 7 scenarios to perform based on the day. Okay. So if you are taking the day 1 as a Sunday, day 2 as a Monday, 3 is a Tuesday, and 4, 5, 6, 7 is Saturday. Okay. So we have one of the application. So based on this particular count, if it is a 2, then we need to perform Monday activities. Okay. If it is 6, then we need to perform Friday activities. If it is a 7, then we need to perform Saturday activities. Okay. So how we are going to perform based on the digit, like based on the input, how we are going to make these particular ways. So I am going to show you here. So 1. This is a case. Each case will have so I'm going to write it here. Sunday flow. Here, basically, just I'm giving with the example with the message box, but in the code, you have to write the logic, like whichever the logic you are going to implement it in the code, you have to implement it. So this is a case 2. Case 2 is for Monday. Monday. Tuesday. Thursday. Just I am giving the cases, like whichever the case we have to perform it. I think we missed it one day, so that's fine. I think we missed it Wednesday. That's fine. We can give it here. That's fine. As a 7 as a Wednesday. Okay. So we are getting the input. So based on the input, we need to perform the action. Okay. So let me give the same input dialog. It will read the data from the user. I am giving the label, quotation, dialog title. So I'm marking this particular day as an integer because it should read the values as a numeric, right? So that's the reason. So I am passing the day here in the expression. So let me run the workflow and show you. Okay. So we got a pop-up. Please enter the day. So just I'm going to enter the day as 2. Okay. And I'm doing the okay. So we can see here, if it is a 2, what will print? If it is a 2, then it should be the Monday, right? So see, we got Monday. So Monday activities will perform. So let me enter some other value. Let me run it again and let me do it. So just I'm going to give 5. So we'll see what is a 5 perform. 5 will perform Friday. See, we got Friday. Okay. So let me run it again. So I'm giving 6. We'll see what is the 6. It's Saturday. So we got the Saturday. So this is how decision-based activities will work. So this is the decision in the switch statement, and here is the decision for the if statement. But the difference is, for the if statement, we have only 2 ways: yes or no, then or else, right? Then means yes, else means no, right? If it is a met with the condition, then it will go with the then block. If does not met with the condition, it will go with the else block. But in the switch case, based on the input, it will go with the particular case. So whichever the cases we have it, based on the case, it will navigate to that particular activity. So let me navigate to the 50 again. So here you can see if activity marks is greater than 60. 60 means they mentioned it as a congratulations, you have passed it. If less than 60 means sorry, you have failed something, right? This is related to the switch activity. So based on the switch activity, whichever the day will get it, based on the day, it will work. Here is the difference between both. So if activity and switch activity, suitable for taking a decision, yes or no, suitable for test the value of a given variable against a list of case values, right? So we are providing that one value, we are checking that one value with the cases we are provided, then we are coming with that. So here we have then and else, Here we have only equality. So based on the equality, it will design the particular case. So I think everyone is clear with the decision-based control flow activities in UiPath. So now you can ask any doubts, or you can send me the text in charts. Pathod will clarify. So any doubts now? Let me open the chart. Yeah, character instead of switch. Can we use the else if? Else if is a different. Else if is a kind of complex thing. When you are having nested loops, then we have to use the else if. Otherwise, it's not required. Yeah. So then I think we are good with the decision-based activities. Then we can go with the iterative activities. How many max cases we have it in switch? So max cases are like we have that's based on our condition. If we have there is no limit for it. So number of cases we can do that. So whichever the thing based on your project requirement, but we won't get more than 4 to 5 in our real-time projects. So that's the criteria for it. So based on the project, we can do that. So let me share my screen again.
Pradeep,
Yes, please.
just a while. So can you show in studio with some same example when default will work in the switch case? So the
How
user
the
question.
default will work?
Yes, that's what he is
Okay.
asking.
Oh, okay. So this is the default one, right? So basically the thing is we have cases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So out of these 7 cases, if you are giving anything, that should be the default case, right? So that let me run it and show you. I'll give one message box. Default case. So we have cases 1 to 7. So I am giving 10. So see what happened. Default case happened. So how these things will work. So instead of 7 days, if you are coming on any other day, or like any, we don't have any days except 7. But if you are taking the month as a 1 to 10, so if you are giving the 15 value, so this is out of date or something, we can provide it in the default. So whichever the cases we are having, if you are giving out of scope of that particular case, it will work as a default case. So I'm giving 20. So then it should be the default case. So that's how it will work. Yeah. So next we can cover.
Pradeep, can we just consider that like in case whatever the values we are giving in a switch case, if it is not from the given list or whatever the values we have given on the switch, in case if any other value comes, it will go into the default. Yes. So can we conclude in that way?
Yes, that's true. So if you don't have any case to go with it, then it will go with the default case. Yeah.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah. So then we can cover loops. Loops means iterative control flow activities in UiPath. So we have covered decision, yes or no, or some kind of switch. So now we are going with the loops. So loops are like based on the iteration, it will work. So types of loops, do while, and for each. So these 3 activities will come up with the iterative activities. Yeah. So here you can see how the iteration will work in the looping mechanism. We'll come up with the bot will start here. The count is 1 to 10. here the condition. So the condition is like count is equal to 10. Just we'll make it as a count is equal to 10. Then what it will happen? Count 1. So here it will come 1 is equal to 10 or not. Means it's not equal, right? Then it will go with the no. Then it will, yeah, count again. If you want to count again, then it will go with the yes. Then it will increase it. This is the looping mechanism will work. So if the count is, if you don't want to do the count again, then it will go and it will stop the execution. So I will show it in the workflow. How will it go? So first we'll go with the do while. So how the do while will work? So most do while and while both are same. Almost it both are same. But when you are coming with the do while, at least the body will execute once. But when
Sorry,
you are coming
Pradeep,
with
your
the while,
voice is breaking.
Pradeep, in between there is an interruption from your end. Can you just check
is
that
it
out?
for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
it is for
voice is
me as well,
breaking.
Pradeep. I thought like it is from my side, but
Yeah.
it's from both the side, from your end.
Sure, I'll repeat it again. So basically we have three iterative activities. One is do while, and for each. So when you come up with the do while and while, both will work in the same way. It will check with the condition. If the condition met, then it will stop. If the condition is not met, then it will do the iterative. But the difference between the both is in the do while, at least the body will execute once, then it will check with the condition. But when you are going with the while, so it will check the condition first, then it will go with the body. So that's the difference between these two. So let me explain it in the studio so you'll get better idea about it. So I'm going to create one sequence. Do while. Okay. Do while. Okay. So when you see the do while activity, so here is the body. The body will execute at least once, and the condition is here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the count value is just I'm going to give one count, and I'm going to give the integer type as so my condition is the count should be the count should be 10. The count, 1 minute. The count equals to 10. So, but what we are providing, the count is we are providing as 1 here. Okay. So let me give assign count plus 1. Yeah. So let me show you how this particular workflow will work. Yeah, let me. So our execution is here now. Okay. So let me do the step into. Step into means it will execute only that particular one activity. Okay. Now the count value is 1. Okay. So after 1, what will happen? The count value is 1. Count 1 plus 1, it will be 2. 2 will be assigned to the count. Okay, the count value is 2 after that. Then it will coming to the addition. Then it is checking the condition. One minute, this execution got stopped itself. Let me. Yeah. So let me stop it. So first we are coming with the condition. So the count value is 1. So again, the count value will increase. So here the condition is met. So count equal to count plus count is not equal with 10. It's true, right? So when it is true, it will execute again. So again, it got it. So now the count is 2. So the count will change. Count equal to 2 plus 1, it will be the 3. See, 3. In this way, it will work. Let me remove the breakpoint. Let me run it. When the execution will stop when the condition doesn't meet with the condition, so it will stop the execution. If the condition is true, then it will work. See, it got stopped it after 9 because count is equal to 10, right? So when it doesn't equal to 10 means it will stop the bot execution. So this is about the do while. So in the do while, the difference between the while is at least once the body will execute. So let me do with the while also. So you'll get some idea. While. So I'm going to implement the same logic here. So whichever the logic we have implemented. So I'm going to use the same, these two activities. So I'm going to create a variable based on the count. Okay. So here see how this particular flow will work. So count is 1, count is 2, count is 3. It is also working the same way, but let me do one change. Let me do. I am giving the value as a 10 here. So we'll see what will happen. See, there is no message box executed now because first it checked with the condition. Count does not equal to 10, but the value we have provided is 10. So here the condition was not met. So it was not work with this particular body. Okay. I'll do the same thing in the do while, then we'll do. Well, we'll see what will happen. So I'm also giving the same 10 here. So we made the same condition for the do while and while. See, we have given the same value, but here the body got executed at least once. Then I'll click OK. Then the execution got stopped here because in the do while, the body will first come. The body will come first. Then the condition will check. In the while, the condition will come first. Then body will check. The condition will check first. Then the body will come. So that's the reason both will work in the same way with the iterative condition. But in the do while, the body will come first. But in the while, the condition will come first. So that's the major difference for both. And we have one more activity that is a for each. How the for each will work means yesterday we have discussed about the variables, right? So in that variables, one of the variable is array. So let me do that scenario for it. For each. Okay. So I'm going to create one of the array. Students. Array of students. Array of array of students is a variable type of array. So it is in the string format. So I'm going to store some of the student names. Okay. I'm going to store the name as one name is kind of Pradeep. Then I'm giving ABC, XYZ, UiPath, and some random name. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we have 5 student names here. So I want to iterate each student name. I should get each student name because as of now I have given only 5 here, but in the future, if you are getting more than 100, so we are going to iterate how we are going to read each name from the array. So at that time we have to use the for each activity. Sorry. Yes.
Pradeep,
Yes.
you are breaking.
My voice is breaking again.
Yes. Like in case if you require, right, you can turn off your camera so that like we'll be having some better
I think
this
that's
thing.
better.
And till the names you have given default value, right? Till that time we are good, but after that, like there is a play.
Yeah, let me repeat again.
Yes.
Sorry for it.
Perfect.
Yeah. So just I'm going to create the variable. So that variable is having array of students, which contains the student names. So the student variable is here. The student name is here. Pradeep, ABC, XYZ, UiPath, and some random name I given. So here what I am going to do. So I want to read each name from the student. So how you can do that? So using for each activity, we can do that. So let me use for each activity. Okay. So here what I am going to give a list of items I am providing. Whichever the list of items we have it, we have student array students, right? So this is the list of items. So here each item will come. So I am changing this one current item to the student name. Okay, let me print it. Box, I'm going to print it as student name. Okay. So let me run the code. How will it work? Yeah. So we can able to read the array of student names here. Then the bot execution stopped here in the for each. Let me do each activity. So we got Pradeep as a first student name. Then we got the student name as a ABC. Then XYZ. I think I stopped the execution. So that's the reason it stopped itself. So in this way, it will execute for all. So Pradeep, ABC, XYZ, UiPath, and that particular name, whichever the thing I given. So this is about for each, but here how I can use with the condition. So if the name starts with A, then only I should read it. Otherwise, I should skip it. So at that time, what can I do? I'll use if activity. I'll drag and drop here. I'll write some condition. Student name, student name dot starts with A. Okay. If the student name is starts with A, then proceed or not proceed. Okay. So just I'm for my reference, I'm going to print the student name also. Student name. Okay. Let me run it again. So not proceed with Pradeep because it's not started with A as per our condition. Proceed with ABC because that particular student name is started with A. Not proceed with XYZ. So because it does not starts with A. So not proceed with the path and not proceed with particular some random name. So this is how we can use interactive decision-based activities with the use of with the combination of repetitive activities. So any doubts for it?
Pradeep, can we use image also in that activity? Like we discussed that day, like if it has a tick mark, can it go and select some particular thing?
That particular activities will not come under the control flow activities. Those will come on when we are doing the UI based automation. So those will come as a bool element exist or some kind of UI element appear. So these particular activities will come with the interactive with the images or some kind of values.
Okay, this is only for decision making.
These all are the decision based activities, like control flow activities.
Okay, thank you.
So I got one message. Please explain the process using breakpoints. So the breakpoints again will come in the best practices session. So we are going to cover it. So just for showing for today, I executed it. So if you want it, I can execute it again with the breakpoints. I'll keep the breakpoint here. So let me run it. So we got a name. So here the first name is Pradeep. So it came into the else block. Does not proceed with Pradeep. Then the second name is
So
ABC.
Pradeep, when we are talking about breakpoints, is it something that in between execution, it will just take a pause in order for some developer to take the decision whether to continue or stop there or like skip some activities or something?
Of course, because when you are going to do the development, we should know how the flow is going on. So we
Mhm.
should not run and we should not sit it, right? So when you are passing the values, when you are running the workflow, we should know how that particular workflow is going based on our conditions. So
Mhm.
basically the breakpoints will work only when you are going to do the development and when you are going to check the values are passing correct or not. So at that time we have to go with the breakpoints. It's only for the testing purpose. It won't affect anything in the production.
Okay.
Yeah. So next quickly we'll cover one more topic. So it won't take much time. So these are the control flow other activities we have it. So delay, break, assign, and continue. So delay means if you want to wait for some time. So between the execution at that time we have to use the delay activity. So quickly cover that particular activities. Delay. Box. I'm giving one. I'm giving here as a 2. Okay. So let me run the code. So we got 1. Then when I clicked it, we got 2. Then the bot execution started. It's happened fraction of seconds, right? But if you want to make some delay between these two activities, at that time we have to use delay. Delay is kind of waiting period between the activities. So I'm going to give the delay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the delay as a 5 seconds. Okay. One. So when I click on OK, it will wait for 5 seconds. Then it will come up with the next activity. So the waiting period was 5 seconds. Then it executed the second activity. So this is the activity. So it will keep some time between the activities. That is called as a delay. And next one is break. Break means, let me show you the for each again. Yeah. Box. So here is the for each we have it. In that for each we have some student names, like 5 student names we have it. So iterating the 5 student names and we are showcasing that. Okay, Pradeep, ABC, XYZ, UiPath, and some random name. But if you want to break that particular for each activity, when you are having any of the condition, okay, at the time what we are going to do. So again, I am going to write the if condition itself. If the student, student name is starts with X, then stop the workflow. Okay. So Pradeep, then Pradeep, then ABC, because here we have two things. That's the reason. XYZ. So when the XYZ came, so the entire execution stopped itself because it is breaking it. When you are met with the condition, that particular activity will break our execution. So that is called as a break. So break will work in the for each activities. So next one is assign. Assign, we have seen it multiple times, right? So that's easy. So if you want to assign any of the variable, so we can use that assign here and we can keep it. So right side, we have to give the value and left side, we have to give the name for it. So that we have covered it already. And the next one is continue. So break and continue is opposite one. So instead of break here, let me keep the continue. So last time what happened? So when that particular X, when the particular student name starts with the X, our iteration got stopped itself, right? But now what will happen when the student name comes with the X, that particular flow will skip. That particular student having the name starts with X, that particular iteration will stop execution, except that every student details will work. See, Pradeep, we executed, ABC executed, UiPath executed, and some other random name executed. Where is the XYZ? So it got skipped itself because it starts with X. So that's the reason it got skipped itself. Let me make it as a U. Then we'll see what will skip it.
So Pradeep, is it something that like the break activity will suspend all its next subsequent activities in the loop and the continue will just skip that particular item?
Yes, that's true. Basically, break when the particular condition met, it will break the entire execution. After further, you won't read any of the items. But when you are
Inside
using
of
the
the loop, inside
continue,
of the loop.
yes, inside of the loop. But when you are going to use the continue, so it will skip only that particular item, except that all the items will work out. Yeah. Okay. Then we have only one item pending for today. So that is a parallel activity. So the parallel activity is like, let me parallel. This is a parallel. So if you are going with the parallel, so what will happen? So what it will do, it will read multiple files at once. So here you can see, right, at the same time we have used it multiple activities. So this is the way parallel activity will work. Means at only once we can go with the multiple activities. So just what we need to pass here, we need to pass the file path and we need to give the output, then we'll get the output. So if you can keep lot many. Parallel means at the same time we can perform the action for the multiple activities. Yeah. So this is the way it will work. Let me do check. See, this is the delay activity, and this is for the break. We'll share you this particular PPT so that you can use it. And this is for the continue. And see, when you are having the multiple activities, it will work on it. Yeah, it's done.
Pradeep, I have a one question.
Yes.
Yeah, in parallel activity, multiple activities will keep. So how we will get to know which one it is picking first, or is there any
Uh,
certain?
no, basically it will pick everything. It will work with everything. So just it is reading the values, right? Based on our conditions, it will work. But in the real time, we won't use the parallel activity. So most probably I never used it parallel activity in my experience. Patrudu, did you get a chance to work it on real time? I think it won't. Most of the people will not work on the parallel activity, but it will perform multiple actions to the different activities at once. So that's called as a parallel activity. But we can use a parallel for each, but we'll explain that parallel for each in the further sessions. It will come when you are using the document understanding, these kind of advanced topics. Yeah.
Okay, like w- actually we like I read somewhere like if we don't know the element is where is appearing, so that time we can use the parallel activity in that flow. So that means it will check every time for that element whenever it is appears, it clicks, or how it is works.
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Can you please ask again?
Yeah, actually, if we are suppose we are working in a web automation, so one
Okay.
element like one pop-up is appears like, but we don't know when